Warning: members of the podcast are not professional analysts and are bound to make unreasonable and uneducated claims, which should not be taken seriously.
Hey guys, welcome to the At the 50 podcast. Patrick here. Today we're going to be recapping Week 9. We are redoing this video. We had done
yet again
a take of this earlier, and someone doesn't know how to press the record button, but this take will be great. It is not Cole's fault, even though I know you're joking.
Both of our special guests have been unfortunately cut out.
Yes,
of our videos.
We will eventually get
technical
one.
errors. So, other than Marcus,
I think we've had more episodes gone wrong than actually been uploaded and recorded smoothly.
That's why we're the greatest.
Yep.
But starting off with Thursday Night Football, Eagles-Texans. My prediction did not come true. It was a really
Your prediction was trash.
It was a dumb opinion.
It was
prediction.
It was basically just to be funny. But I have to say though, it was looking scary for the Eagles in the first half. Pierce, the Texans, they were getting something going. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, the first half was pretty much the same old Eagles not showing up, and then second half.
It was a close game. It was a close game until the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Till the fourth quarter, it was a close
but
game.
being close with
The Texans, that's it. Yeah, that's not good. You're bad if you're close with them.
Texans couldn't get a run game going because a lack of Dameon Pierce on the field actually Thursday. So they didn't have him.
Yes, they did. Pierce was playing.
Was he?
Yes.
Yeah, he had 139 yards.
Yeah, he was tearing up the Eagles.
Bro, listen. This thing I've been using recently has been just leaving
Trash.
out key players.
Now you
Washed.
understand.
Now I understand what happened to
with
Nico last. So you know
Yeah.
what? Anyways, I was like, I was looking at this and I was like, I
confused
thought I
too.
saw something on NFL Instagram about how well Dameon Pierce played, and then I was like, well, I guess he's not here, so I'm gonna correct Patrick. But it turns out I'm stupid, and Davis Mills though, 13-22, 145 for 2 tutties and 2 interceptions.
Davis Mills is the future of Texans
he is
franchise.
a bridge quarterback in my opinion. He'll be there for probably another 3-4 years. Because he's not bad. I kind of see him being like the Giants QB, Danny Dimes. I see him kind of be like that. Like he plays for 3-4 years, does okay, has a good season every once in a while, and then they draft someone new.
I mean, this is only his second season.
I
think he's definitely going to be the future of their franchise.
You think Davis Mills is gonna be the future?
Yeah,
of
Not the future. I see him
think
being
he's
a
a franchise
bridge
quarterback.
I see him being a bridge quarterback.
I agree more with Patrick, but I don't think he'll last that long. I don't think he'll.
You don't
last
think
that
it'll
long.
last?
I think they might give him one more season and
for
up to draft someone because the Texans.
okay,
the Texans are
it
gonna have
depends.
picks on top of
If they're
picks
going
because
to have a pick where they can get
'cause they
C.J.
suck.
Stroud or the quarterback, the other guy.
the pick they got for.
I just
Alabama
realized
guy, who's the Alabama? Bryce Young. If they can get C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young, I think they take him.
No, the
If they
Colts are
can't-
getting Bryce Young because we're gonna have the number 1 overall pick.
talking about that because I just realized with the oh my god, I hate him, but what's his name? Deshaun Watson. With that trade, they got a lot of first rounders for him.
He's a great
Did
guy.
Like you guys were talking about.
Did they get 2?
2 or
they
3?
used 1 on Derek Stingley this year. I'm pretty sure.
I thought they got 2 or 3 for him.
Huh.
Because the Browns overpaid for him.
We'd have to look at that. But yes, the Browns did.
I'll take a look.
But anyways, talking about the Eagles a little bit. Jalen Hurts, 21 for 27, 243 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Good game. Once again, not waking up until certain areas. But I have to say though, when the Texans first scored, Eagles fired back very quickly. Jalen Hurts, he's in the MVP race. He's one of the top 3 for me. I don't know if I have him leading in first, but he's definitely second for me.
Speaking of MVP race, Dallas Goedert played very well. I think he's emerging as one of the better tight ends in the league. He had 8 receptions for 100 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah,
He averaged 12.5 yards as well.
Price disagrees.
He's
I'm confused.
He's
What do you
not
mean?
hating
He said,
Hurst.
speaking of MVP race, he said,
Yeah, bro. Dallas
Goddard.
Goedert, MVP.
No.
Okay.
He's an MVP
Okay.
I
caliber.
didn't catch that.
MVP
Yeah,
caliber
I was
tight
is
end.
no one else going to react?
I didn't understand. I didn't catch that. The Deshaun
I
Watson
was
trade,
joking, all right? I'm not Nico.
It was a 2024 sixth rounder, a 2022 first rounder, a
have a first round.
2023 and a 2024 first rounder.
Okay, so they've
A
got one next
20
year.
a 2022 fourth rounder, and third rounder, and a fourth rounder.
Man.
Why?
Wait, so did they have 2 first-round picks next season then?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
so I see. I have a prediction for the Texans. I think depending on how their season goes and the way it's going,
1-6-1.
I think we're gonna see them get the first overall pick.
No, the Colts.
I mean, the Colts
They're
are
gonna-
trash. No,
the-
no doubt about
The
that.
Colt, we'll get to the Colts after this because they're literally the game after.
Oh, that's
but with
true.
the Texans, I see them. I think this is a good thing for them getting rid of Deshaun Watson, and with maybe this new management with the new coaching, who is it? I forget his name. Who's their head coach?
Lovie Smith.
Lovie Smith, building a good culture. They're establishing a run culture with Pierce. I think this is a good. I think they could be. I think they could win the division in the next 2 or 3 years.
I mean, they,
I thought you meant this year. I'm like,
No.
I was gonna say they have
be-
In
it
the,
would
one
be-
win.
in the next 2 or 3 years.
it would be a return to normalcy after a couple of years because in 2017 and 18, maybe 16, they won the division, I think.
Yeah.
The Titans,
they have
the
like
Titans have
7
historically been trashed between McNair and now, and the Colts have been kind of
The Colts.
Always.
They had a good number of Pro Bowlers a couple of years ago, but then they traded DeAndre Hopkins for a bag of chips. They traded
And
away
everyone forgets
J.J.
about,
Watt.
Forgets about what was that one running back's name that they had?
Oh yeah, no, I was trying to remember. that
Lamar
name, too.
Miller. Is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
Let me look it up. I'm pretty sure his name was Lamar Miller.
He was pretty decent as well.
They just
And
they
had
Yes,
so much
yes.
talent that they just
He was
traded all
good.
away because they were like,
the general manager was just awful.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. But let's move on from that game.
I think me and Van want to talk about this ourselves, and then
Indianapolis
after
Colts,
we have our rant,
Patriots.
but after we have our rant, I am so over this team. I just we've been in a win mentality for such a long time, and we only have a loss in the AFC Championship to show for it. We've wasted so much talent. We have so much cap space. A lot of our picks. We've
I
had
don't
so
wanna
many
hear it
decent
from
picks.
your team, bro. You went to the Super Bowl once, and other than that, you
What?
guys have
I'm
been.
not saying anything.
You guys have been
Nico's laughing over here. What?
You guys have been just as bad, if not worse.
I
what do you have
just-
to say about my team, huh?
I'm just like
Enjoy it
I'm
all.
glad we fired Reich. And Jeff Saturday, I didn't see the press
I'm
conference.
hyped
I'll-
because the video.
yeah. He's basically he's called out the Colts because he's not been a part of the organization since he was a player. And he's calling out the Colts, which I think a third opinion is great for the team and great for the fan base because he's calling out the Colts, he's calling out the organization, he's calling out the team, and he's giving a realistic expectation saying, I'm either going to be great or I'm going to be absolutely horrible, and that's it. Either way, it's a win-win because we're either
Probably
going
the
to win.
latter.
Yeah, probably the latter. We're either going to win a ton.
no idea to
we're,
make a prediction like
we're
that.
either going to
Nobody
win
knows.
we're either going to win a couple games and probably end up with between the 10th overall to 20th overall pick. We're probably going to be in that mid range, or we're going
possible
to
because the
be
league is
in the
terrible
top,
this
or
year.
we're going to be in the top 10 picks for this draft. In my opinion, just clean the slate. Just clean slate. Trade all the older veteran players.
Trade Jonathan Taylor.
Ooh. No, we can't trade JT. He's the face of the.
Kelly, basically the majority of the O line.
Shut up.
Get rid of like our 8. I don't know. It's unrealistic. I'm so done with this squad because we have so much talent, but we don't do anything with it. The coaching's been awful. The general manager,
He drafts well.
he drafts well, and that's it. And Irsay he's Irsay, and
He's the Jerry Jones of the AFC.
I don't know. Patriots doing what they do to rookie quarterbacks, just quarterbacks who just kind of started terrorizing. Sam Ehlinger, he's probably never going to want to play for the Colts again after this season.
Sam Ehlinger was a second year.
He is.
Yeah, but that's why I said rookie because
This
this
is
is
his
his first
first-
year playing.
Yes, he did. He didn't play well against them at all, but he got sacked like 900,000.
So
times.
I'm just
It was about like the
so
It was
I'm
like
done.
watching the Bengals.
Hold on,
in
I got
postseason.
stuff to say as well. All right.
Okay.
One thing everyone should think about this week. JT has been doing the classic first overall fantasy pick, absolute play like crap for, up until now. Other than week 1. Week 1 he delivered pretty well. He had like 27, 28 points or something like that. But this week, I would say is actually a safe. Not that because anybody who has JT is going to start him because of where they drafted him.
I hate how I picked JT in both my leagues.
But listen, this
Every
week,
league you pick,
this
you're
week,
like,
if you think about it,
yeah.
when they're in the middle of reconstructing like our offense, and you've got Parks Frazier named our play caller, who has never called plays before. The most likely thing that's going to happen is we're going to run the ball against the Raiders. The Raiders' defense is, it's kind of, so
It's trash.
if I would honestly think to start Colts offensive stars this week, honestly, like Michael Pittman, if you've got him, put him in a flex because the Raiders cannot stop anybody. And Michael Pittman is a very capable receiver. He's not like DeAndre Hopkins or anything like that, but he is capable. He's a top 15 receiver in the league. And JT, I would say start him too. I think we're going to have a good offensive game against him. I'm not saying we're going to win by any means, but because we like to find ways to lose.
Colts
games.
fans, just be prepared. You can have hope, but just be prepared to lose.
Plus, it's
This
so
game-
it's so entertaining. Jeff Saturday's the coach. Irsay's a freaking nutball. It's really entertaining to be a fan of the Colts because of just how bad and funny things are at the same time. But we just kind of I don't know. We want to be good.
Pain.
But
There's a lot of pain involved. In it.
Moving on.
Okay, well, hold on. I just want to say, I think the Colts versus Raiders game is going to be a stoppable force versus a movable object. That's exactly what this game
A
is.
stoppable force versus a movable object.
Yep.
I like that. I like that.
Our offense is definitely a stoppable force,
I want to
and they're definitely a
Yeah.
movable object.
I want to kind of disagree with you about your fantasy statement. JT, yeah, it's a bad defense, but he's also faced some bad defenses.
He's faced worse defenses.
Yeah, like Washington doesn't have the best defense, but he
Washington has the best D line in the league, actually. So
They actually do have
you're
a very,
actually
they have a good,
stupid.
They have a good front seven, actually. That's
But
true.
still, he's played other teams with bad rush defenses recently, and he's just not produced. I don't have much hope for him to do good, but also with receivers, what's Colts going to do about the QB situation? Are they going to keep Ellinger, or are they going to put in Nick Foles?
Nick Foles
Either
isn't
one,
gonna
it's
play.
not going to be too great
Nick
for the
Foles is a
receiving.
great nickname.
I think
Ellinger can throw bombs. They can't. Raiders can't stop the
let's
deep ball.
let's move on.
No, hold on. Listen.
We need to move on. We're on a tight schedule.
So, another thing, really fast. You can't match up the run. Like in a situation with the Colts, this is the last thing I'll say. You can't 100% say JT rush defense because it's not that simple. Like against times where JT has even just a minuscule amount of green grass in front of him, he gets around the bad defenses you're talking about. The problem is we keep calling draw plays where he just goes right in the A gap, and obviously our line can't block for anything.
Also,
So
they're too predictable.
If they edit some of the running plays and we get some interesting things going where he has a little bit of time to work up to a workable speed, like most running backs have the opportunity to do behind any line, I think he can score some good points. But we'll see.
But they have a week to prepare all those stuff. I don't think they have enough time.
Yeah, also, they're just too
I mean, they've been
predictable.
going-
Their passing sucks, so all the team has to do is if we load the box,
Actually,
it
the Colts
doesn't matter
the
if they
Colts
try
passing,
to pass.
the Colts passing, even with Ellinger, is actually pretty middle of the road. I wouldn't say it sucks. It's not great.
All right.
3 point save.
All right, moving on.
Packers,
Stats.
Lions.
Lions upset Packers. Aaron Rodgers washed. He's been smoking way too much of whatever he's on. Man blames everyone else for his interceptions. We have a ton of Packers fans in the building, and I like to make fun of them for it.
But it's like, how can you blame others for those interceptions and just how poorly he's played against one of the worst
Yeah.
defenses?
He either throws it to
The
the
worst defense, period.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers
the
either
receivers-
throws to feet or he throws to the other team.
The receivers haven't been good. They've dropped a lot of passes. But also, Aaron Rodgers has been terrible as well. It's not like you can't blame everything on the receivers when you can't throw the ball well either.
Well, no, I do have one thing. Alan Lazard choked the game so freaking hard because
He had a 40% catch.
Well, he does suck.
No, because he had the opportunity to have a touchdown, but then he dropped the ball, or he set the ball down before he even got into the end zone.
Nice.
Oh, he did
Typical. He
those-
did
Yeah.
it to Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
That's so stupid.
that's
Chargers Falcons.
yeah. The Falcons doing.
Okay, we're moving on.
Yeah, there really wasn't
Well,
much.
we talked about the Colts so much. We got to move on quick.
Falcons doing Falcons things. Chargers. Price has his opinion on Herbert.
Herbert washed.
Yep.
They
Easily.
won.
I don't care.
Yeah,
He still does not put up, numbers that he's expected.
He's finally
I mean,
he's
30
at
completions.
washed.
This is the
Herbert-
first of
That's
4
almost a-
games that
Herbert-
ended 20-17.
Herbert
Like
is
8 yards a pass. That's like 8-yard completion, but I mean it's not bad.
Herbert has finally reached 500 on his record. I think Joe Burrow is the same. So you can't really say anything
Except Joe
about
Burrow's
it.
better.
Okay.
No, he's not.
Marcus
Yeah,
Mariota.
he is. It's not even a
He's
It's a good deal better.
with Mariota. I don't hate him, and I don't particularly like him, but I want him to do well because
They
he's
played
just
like crap.
Yeah, but he sucks, so it doesn't really.
yeah.
Why do you
Doesn't matter
think
what you
every
wanna do.
player sucks?
Well,
It's
because he
Nico.
does. He
It's
sucks.
much more complex than that.
No, bad players are bad players. That's how it is.
There's no bad players in the NFL.
I don't know. PJ Walker is a pretty bad player.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get there.
But-
So what do you guys think about Chargers Falcons game? Just not
Boring.
a lot.
Eckler underperformed big time. I know he had
Definitely.
that touchdown, but 47 yards for 14.
He's a very on and off
If you
player.
ever see Austin Eckler talking about himself on a live stream, he's like, "I'm the best in the game. Nobody's better."
He's
I don't
gonna
know
do
if it's- I
bad.
don't know if it's
I mean-
just a joke, but he's just like he's not been producing.
He's a pretty decent receiving back, but he can't run to save his life.
Well, he did
You know,
run for
he's pretty
47
bad.
yards and a
I'm kidding.
touchdown.
I was gonna say
But-
There's that.
Kidding.
But
Um,
anyways, moving on. Jets, Bill.
I wanted to
oh,
say
did you have something?
Patterson had a good return, but that's about all he did. Okay.
He didn't have a lot of those very often anymore.
Jets, Bills. The other 20-17 game.
I love the Bills. I don't hate the Bills, but I like that the Jets won because
Why-
you know what? The coin flip is 9-0. Does anybody here know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? So some guy predicted.
yeah.
He's been 100% right, and he has them losing in the AFC Championship, which that's not gonna happen. They're gonna go to the Super Bowl, right? No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Jets, Giants, Super Bowl. This is what I've been talking about. I want it to happen so freaking bad.
And it won't.
That will be the one Super Bowl I will buy tickets to. Even if the Colts eventually make it to one, maybe, but I'm going to be disappointed, so I'd rather just go to this one.
Listen, Zach Wilson though. I mean, he's been kind of
Washed.
Trash.
Washed. Trash.
He's
Okay.
second year. You're kidding.
I don't
Zach
care.
Wilson is
Well-
what people thought Justin Fields was. Justin Fields is 10 times better than what Zach Wilson actually
Yeah, I
is.
mean, I would
It's
agree
like,
with that.
How can you blame the guy when he's up all night, with those very
hot
mature
women.
ladies?
Oh my
You know,
gosh.
he's
All right,
not
we're
going to
done.
get good
No, no.
sleep. He can't
We're done.
Okay, but
We're not going any
Anyway.
further. Nope.
Josh Allen, I also would like to say he is an interception machine. I would like to say he throws a lot of interceptions throughout his career, and I think
The one
I
against the
love
Jets.
his quote.
The one against the Jets. One of the ones he had against the Jets was a very dumb pass. I have to say,
Yeah,
but
he's been-
Nico, you
I
had something.
love how he takes responsibility for his bad play though.
he's a great
in
guy.
his
Yeah, I'm not saying he's a bad
post game
guy.
conference.
He's the face of the
he,
Bills.
He was like,
No, I think it's Naeem Hines actually.
It's hard to win games when you play against a great team and your quarterback plays like, and then he said a bad language word, but
I mean,
Yeah.
he's right though. It was
He
his
is.
fault. It was his.
It was very
in
much
fact
his fault.
his fault.
But-
You know what? Hey, more fantasy tip: if Naeem Hines is ready to play this week, I'd put him in because I feel like they're going to give him some of those like jet sweep kind of thing. They don't really have anybody else.
And
other than
another
Isaiah
thing is
McKenzie
though,
who can do
Dawson
that.
Knox. Keep him on your bench, so then if you have a tight end who's injured or you don't have a good tight end, put in Dawson Knox.
Knox is a heck of a player. He's
Because
a really good player.
he doesn't he's always projected to have around 6, 7, maybe 8 points at most. But
6, 7, maybe 8 yards. You mean?
yeah, but he's a red zone target. He gets targeted a lot in the red zone.
He's a big body.
Big body.
Got big
You
arms.
might get a touchdown from him. You might get some receptions in the maybe in between the 20 to the end zone.
Well, he did
But,
only
you
score
know.
5.5 points this week, so that's kind of a bad case. But
Yeah.
overall-
he recently has been pretty good.
overall MVP of that game, Jets media team. Moving
Facts.
on.
Sauce,
Yeah,
Gar-
I
Sauce
can't-
Gardner for defensive rookie of the
Sauce
year.
Gardner and Derek Stingley are elite They are incredible players. Both
Tariq
of
Woolen
them.
needs to be considered in that conversation.
Tariq Woolen is not as good as Stingley or Gardner, but he's definitely
He's been better than Stingley 100%, and he's
Stingley has
close
allowed.
to Gardner.
No,
Stingley has allowed 0 touchdowns. He's allowed barely any catches either.
Stingley has
Yeah.
been one of the best pass
Basically,
disruptors.
remember when the Colts played the
in
Texans in
league.
Week 1? He was batting everything Alec Pierce was trying to catch. That's what he's been doing to everybody.
I haven't really paid attention to Stingley's numbers, but Sauce Gardner's numbers compared to Tariq Woolen's they're barely better.
Yeah, but he's still
first
leading.
in everything.
Gardner's been targeted 7 more times. Actually, he's not first in everything. He's been targeted 7 more times.
He
He's
is
allowed
first in everything.
23 less yards. No, because Woolen has a lower quarterback rating allowed. But
Okay,
and-
but no,
so
but
they've allowed the same number of touchdowns. Tariq Woolen's allowed 23 more yards on, I think it was 7 less catches. And then Tariq Woolen has 4 interceptions to Stingley's 2.
I'm sorry,
recovery.
were you just like 4 weeks ago talking about how Tariq Woolen was trash when I was
Well,
trying
yeah,
to
that's
tell you
because
that
I only
he was?
watched the Broncos
Exactly.
game.
Moving
and
on.
That's all I got.
Vikings,
See,
Commanders.
I've seen a lot more
The
mistakes
refs,
now.
the refs really tried giving the Commanders the game in kind of the later bit of that game.
That game was
I don't.
boring.
Kind of a boring game. The one highlight for me is, oh my God, what's his name?
Jettis.
Cousins on the plane.
Cousins on the plane. Yeah,
Kirk Thuggins.
I can't remember anything today. But yeah, Kirk Cousins not in
Because
prime
we've already
time.
done this. Well,
Yeah.
not we, but you guys.
Yeah.
The Vikings' only loss this season was on primetime. So
They just So they should be undefeated. But the Newton's 4th law of Kirk Cousins states that he can't win on prime time.
I think the
It's
NFL
impossible.
should just schedule
That's
the Vikings
circumcision.
on prime time every week, so then they just go 0 and is
You
it
know what, though?
17?
Dalvin
Yeah.
Cook had a Jonathan Taylor this season type
Trash
performance.
game.
17 carries for 47 yards.
I mean,
Their
he has
O
been-
line, their run block was terrible. It just reminds me
Dalvin
so
Cook
much.
has been
It
a
reminds me
very
so
big
much of
disappointment.
my favorite team.
It reminds me of home.
It reminds me of home. When I see other running backs who are elite get absolutely stuffed because their line just here, go ahead and tackle my running back. It just gives me a warm,
All right.
nostalgic feeling.
Moving on
Me
to
too.
the Panthers.
Oh, hold on.
Bengals.
Justin
Whoa,
Jefferson
whoa.
is also. Listen, I kept T.J. Hawkinson in my starting lineup because I was like, he's a stud. Doesn't matter where he plays, and he got 9 receptions for 70 yards. So
All
he's
right.
a
Moving
Down
on.
to the Bengals.
Panthers,
We're not
Bengals,
talking
Price.
Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touchdowns for Joe Mixon. He is the GOAT. That's why he's the GOAT. I mean, just an amazing game by him.
I think he's gonna have a heart attack.
You should have sung it like the Mambo number 5. You guys play
Ladies
that-
and gentlemen.
play this all the time.
Mambo
The-
number 5.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one. You guys played it.
We know what that is.
No, I'm trying to press because he's confused. They played it all the time at your tennis practice, like on the speakers.
All right, but calm
No,
down.
but
Calm
anyway.
down. It's
All right,
Carolina.
Bengals,
All right, it's
Bengals
Carolina.
defense, great. I mean, only allowing 9 passing yards, a 0% passer rating for P.J. Walker.
What about the second half,
2
though?
interceptions. Second half, we put
No
in
one's worried
all our
about that.
backups, and Baker Mayfield. He just.
But here's the thing, though. This is the Panthers. They're already garbage. Are we going to see the Bengals produce like this against a team like the Dolphins?
No.
Again, they are going to produce against them again.
I mean,
No.
they already beat the Dolphins.
Listen,
Oh, wait, no.
Bengals-
Wait, who do the Bengals play?
The
That's
Bengals
good.
they're
We play
they're questionable.
Steelers next.
Okay, well that's an
Well, that's an
automatic
easy-
win.
No. Week 1,
Easy.
remember. Joe Burrow threw all those picks.
Yeah, they don't have T.J. Watt now though. T.J. Watt's there.
Woo! All right.
But
I don't trust the Bengals yet. They're
I don't
5-4.
trust them either.
I don't trust the Colts.
things are just a little
Trust
Oh,
weird.
me, I
that's a
don't
really
either.
that's a really stretch right there, Nick.
But
Yeah.
but we all have to remember this is exactly how the Bengals started off last year.
That is
5
true.
and 4 into the bye week, and then hey, we
and
went.
they lost the bye week.
No, we didn't.
You can't lose. Okay.
Yes, you
moving
can.
on.
Yes, you can.
The
And
Lions
then we,
do.
The
then we
Panthers
made it
lose
to
the bye week every
the
Colts do.
Super Bowl, but Joe Burrow. Some people told me that they didn't think he produced like how he should have, but it's like when Joe Mixon is cooking, you give him the ball.
Yeah, you got 5 touchdowns from Joe Mixon for a reason. It's because he's getting the ball.
Because he sucks.
He's great, amazing. But
JT's better.
Did you just say Jay Jettis better?
JT
Oh,
is
I was
better.
gonna say.
Well, last season JT's better. This season,
but-
absolutely not.
Yeah, pretty much props to
I'm stuck in
Joe
last
Mixon. Props to the defense. Panthers
Suck.
trash. Sorry.
Yeah. Poverty
All
franchise.
right, let's move on from. There's
Raiders,
not really a whole lot you
Jaguars,
can say
Raiders.
about that game other than Joe Mixon.
Raiders, Jaguars, Raiders bottle another lead.
Who? Raiders,
Now
Jags?
Luke had a theory that he said, but we don't have it.
Somebody
because-
just-
His theory. I'll say his theory for him. His theory is that
They're gonna lose.
who's their owner? It's
Mark Davis.
Or no, Davis.
Davis.
Yeah.
The owner of the Raiders. He is he's such a stickler. He's so dumb. He thinks he knows what he's doing. That he's not going to fire Mike McDaniels. In a lot of press conferences, people have been like, "Oh, is he in the hot seat? Are you going to put him in the hot seat?" He's like, "No, I stand by him. I believe
That's what
in him."
Irsay said, and then he fired Frank Reich over the phone.
What our Luke's theory is that the players are throwing these games to get Mike McDaniels fired. I don't think that. I mean,
That
that
does
could be a
not happen in
possibility.
professional football.
But with Devontae Adams, I mean, I could see him maybe being a part of it if it was true. But because if you've seen him in the press conferences and during the games, he is frustrated. Like probably one of the most frustrated players I've seen.
He wants Aaron Rodgers back.
He put up okay numbers
now.
this game. I think like 140 yards. I think
147, 2 touchdowns.
Two touchdowns.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's not really anything to like.
Could you do better?
Over. I'm mocking you, Patrick. Yeah, I could do better. I'd actually be like Joe Mixon.
Oh, okay.
As long as you're not throwing the ball.
Listen, before I threw 4 picks in a row, I threw 4 touchdowns in a row. So I don't want to hear it. It's not cap.
Anyway,
Were you there?
From my sources,
About-
Your
I
sources
hear that
are
it's
Price,
Pat.
and he's wrong.
Anyway, about the Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence, another all right game.
Trevor Lawrence is the worst first-round pick in recent days, except for Johnny Manziel. But Johnny Manziel's problem was his off the field.
Not a bad
Play
take for
itself.
once. But,
Except Trevor Lawrence played.
For once, I've had
Pretty good
plenty
that
of
game.
good takes.
Travis Etienne did well.
yeah.
Can we get a cap for what Jasnika said?
I've had plenty of good takes. I've had more
I'll-
insightful takes than you have.
I'll
this
edit one on time.
podcast.
That is
This
cap.
podcast, I've had more insightful
Cap.
But Etienne, great game, showing that trade with the Jets was no big deal, and that he is the guy, and it just didn't affect him. Kirk, pretty good game, and just overall.
Christian
Yeah.
Kirk, I picked him in fantasy. Everyone called me crazy, but I thought he was going to be a pretty serviceable receiver. He's been pretty good so
Yeah.
far, especially against the Colts.
I
got a lot
so
of-
here's the thing.
I got a lot of points
Yeah,
on
I
those 2 games.
I had Christian Kirk and I traded him for Antonio Gibson because I have no running backs.
That's actually not a bad trade.
I'm kind of regretting it because Christian Kirk was a really decent wide receiver for me, but I have no running backs.
Yeah, he's a decent wide receiver with a
When
terrible quarterback.
you have JT, shut up.
All
Yeah.
right.
Be good this week,
Who's
finally.
No, okay.
Bro,
Dolphins?
wait until we come back here on next Thursday.
Dolphins, Bears.
Dolphins,
Bears.
Bears.
That's right.
Justin Fields.
They are going
best
to build.
Ohio State quarterback of all time.
They are going to build around Justin Fields.
Did you see what the NFL said today? They admitted that they screwed the Bears over with the calls.
Oh,
With the calls?
They did.
Yeah,
So
with the calls. The Bears should have had that game.
No way did the NFL actually
They
admit
did.
to
They
that.
admitted that they did something wrong.
Progress.
They must have held Roger Goodell at gunpoint.
I mean, yeah, but Justin Fields of that game broke the rushing yards leader
Over-
for regular season game. He took it over
Michael Vick.
Michael Vick. Yep.
He's all wait. Michael Vick played. Wait, was that over a
No,
QB?
for
Yeah.
Oh, for
yeah.
a QB.
Yeah.
So he had 178. Dang, that's nuts.
Yeah.
He's incredible.
And then
he's
he
already
had
the
3
best.
passing touchdowns as well. So
Yeah.
it's not even like he's just running it.
And he's already the best QB in Bears history, because the next best guy up is like Jay Cutler, and like he leads.
Jay, don't you slander Jay Cutler.
I'm not
Jay
slandering
Cutler.
Jay Cutler.
Okay.
Jay Cutler
You
is
are
one of the greatest of
slandering Mitchell
all
Trubisky,
time.
The MVP of this league.
Listen, Jay Cutler all time leads the Bears in passing yards, but not after like the next probably 3 years is all it's going to take for Justin Fields to pass Jay Cutler.
With the draft picks that they've gotten from their defensive players, especially like with not Nick Chubb, Bradley Chubb.
What do you wait?
The Dolphins.
Yeah, the Dolphins.
The Dolphins, yeah. No. Oh, no. I'm talking about the Bears because they traded away
traded
Roquan
Robert
Smith.
Quinn, Roquan Smith.
Like that, yeah, that's what I was talking
Khalil
about.
Mack.
That's what I meant to talk.
Whole
Basically
defense.
With all the trade picks, I think like they've gotten, I think with this front office they've got, I think they're starting to move it. I think they're moving in the right direction. I think they're gonna draft well. I'm hoping they draft well. I don't like the Bears, but I want to see them succeed because I want Justin Fields to succeed.
Bears are my second team. I love Chicago.
But I think they're moving in the right direction. Dolphins unstoppable, 6-0 when Tua doesn't die on the field. Probably one of the best wide receiving duos. The best wide receiving duo, in my opinion, in the league right now. Tyreek Hill is on a historic season. He's already at 1,100 yards.
What are you making that face for? You have
1,100 yards.
No argument.
He only has
The
three.
best?
He only has 3 touchdowns currently. Not the best in history, best in the league.
Who's better?
If
The
you say-
Bengals.
If you
Say
say
Jamar
Jamar
Chase
Chase,
T. Higgins, baby. Yes, sir.
No.
Yes.
So this
I'm
is
going
this
to
is why.
steal
That's
your
like
knee.
me saying Michael Pittman and Alec Pierce are a better duo than.
Yeah.
It's on the same level.
Yes.
No, it's
yes,
not.
yes,
Not-
it is.
it's
It
nowhere
is.
close
Hold
to
on.
being
Okay,
comparable.
here's my
T.
thoughts.
Higgins is
The Bengals have the
trash.
best wide receiver core as a whole.
Yes.
Top 2 guys.
Top 2, it's the
have
Dolphins.
it.
Top 2, it is Dolphins. Entire wide receiving core is the Bengals.
He said T.
oh my
Higgins
God.
is trash.
Okay,
Okay, I'm the
is.
one who calls
Tyreek
Pierce
Hill
trash
already at
I'm just trying to make
1,100 yards, averaging
Averaging.
122 yards per game. He's on week 9. He's on the path to getting 2,000 yards. That is my hot take. Jalen Waddle, amazing,
Better than
red,
Jamar Chase.
amazing red zone threat, amazing, 2 great
Better than
wide
T.
receivers.
Higgins.
I see it being a fight between the Bills and the Dolphins for
than
the
Tyler
top
Boyd.
for the top of their division.
Pause.
No, we're not
Time out.
pausing.
We're
Next
not
game.
pausing.
What?
Moving on.
Pause.
game.
Moving on.
Mute his mic.
Moving on. All right. Seahawks, Cardinals.
Yeah,
Now,
no,
speaking
Nico.
of
We're letting
great-
Nico talk about this.
Speaking of great receiving duos, DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett had a touchdown apiece.
I
but-
like the Seahawks wide receiving core. They have a really good. I
Yeah,
like.
they're definitely like the best.
I like
Stay
that. I like
mad,
that duo.
stay
I like
mad.
that duo of DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. They're both. They can once they get hot, they can produce.
They
Geno
are
Smith
hot.
is a top 4.
Except for when
a top 4
except for when
MVP
you forget
candidate.
that Noah Fant had almost more yards than both of them combined.
Noah Fant's been a good player
Fant's
for them.
Yeah, Noah Fant's pretty good. I mean, we use our tight ends a lot. Like,
Yeah, like Will Disley.
yeah, we
The
use
Fant
both
and
of them.
Disley were a better duo than Lockett and Metcalf that game, if you just count yardage.
Yeah,
but touchdowns
and
wise,
I mean,
Yeah.
which one? No, wait, none of them got one. Yeah. Well, yeah. And then, what's his name? The running back. Why can I? Kenneth Walker.
Kenneth Walker.
Is him. Best running back in Seattle history since Marshawn Lynch.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Yeah, no, Marshawn Lynch is the
No, he
best.
sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost forgot about him. So on my roll for a second. Geno Smith threw a terrible pick 6, though. I mean, that was just the worst throw I've seen him throw in my life.
For me with Geno with that pick 6, I wouldn't be too mad at him for it.
No, I'm not mad at him at
because
all.
he's produced so well this season. I mean, like we might see a couple of bad throws from him throughout the rest of the season still because it's Geno Smith. Like he's not an elite quarterback. He's been
Yes,
great
he
this
is.
year.
He is an 80 overall in Madden. When he started at like a 60, man's the
Wait,
best
he's an
in-
8. Wait, the updated roster list. He's an
He is
80
an
right now.
overall.
that's actually fair.
Too
Yeah.
high.
Okay.
You know
and
what's
then
not fair? Going back to no.
Kyler Murray is shifty, but he can't throw the ball well. But
He's-
he is shifty.
He's been spending more hours in his own room playing the new Call of Duty than spending
I
like
can tell you, Kyler
Yeah.
Murray definitely does that like ski training where you're like staying on the things and you're like moving your legs to the side. Because the way he goes side to side, it's crazy. Man's just, whew. And then Tariq Woolen also had a pretty decent,
I think-
pretty good game. He was on Hopkins, and Hopkins didn't do a whole lot. So
I thought I saw something happening between Hopkins and Kyler Murray. Like there was like a thing about them being like arguing on the sideline.
Oh, yeah,
Hopkins
they
was
were.
probably
Something like that.
mad because he couldn't get any separation.
Because
from
his
the-
KD is worse
The only
than
play
Murray's.
that Tariq Woolen wasn't on Hopkins, he got a really big play out of. Hold on, let me see. So yeah, he had like a 20-yard catch on one play, That was the one play Tariq Woolen was on in the whole game. It was so funny.
Hey, but Robbie Anderson, one catch for -4 yards.
First
Let's
catch. as a Cardinal.
go.
Let's go, Robbie Anderson.
Moving on. I mean, like, Seahawks Cardinals game was great. Moving on. We got the Buccaneers Rams. Boring.
Boring.
Tom Brady
Is
is
the best quarterback of all time. It's a fact. It's undisputable at this point.
and washed at the same time. He's
I
the
hate
goat.
him,
He's the
but-
goat of all. He's like the greatest player of all time in football, but he's also washed right now.
He also threw the ball 58 times and had 280 yards.
What was his completion?
36 completions.
I mean, okay. If you want to talk about a lot of passing attempts, then there's a game later that I gotta mention. But right now, I was like, the Rams defense kind of sold, but the Rams offense
bad.
The Rams offense was a disgrace that game.
So I think because of the season they're having, I think the Rams should automatically surrender their Super Bowl win to the Bengals, give it back because they cheated.
They cheated.
Yes.
What
Can we
this
get a-
is?
How they
can we get
cheat?
an explanation?
I
on how they
haven't.
cheated?
I haven't really paid attention to like Super Bowl hangovers. So that, like, in my opinion, this is like the worst one I've ever seen because I've never really
It's
paid
supposed to
attention to
happen
them.
to teams that lose, not teams that win.
Exactly.
But like,
Yeah.
but like, this is just like, it's weird because I know Matthew Stafford is an elite quarterback. Like, he's not a great quarterback, but it's like to have such a good season last year and then fall off the side of a cliff like this.
It's those
It's just-
damn commercials.
It's how
Those
they built the
pizzas going
team.
on.
They gave up so much
Yeah.
for old players just so they could win now, but
It's gonna ruin
Then
their future.
the players didn't get any better, and most of them have actually regressed even, and now they're struggling.
Aaron Donald, like players like Aaron Donald, like he's still been decent, but they're still gonna give him Defensive Player
He's
of the
gonna get
Year for
arrested
some reason.
someday for like choking someone to death or something. So
I hope he
Roid
I
rage.
hope he bashes someone's head in with a helmet.
Not in,
It
but he
just-
bashes someone because if they bashed in their
But
head, that'd
if
be
they're-
murder.
This is
Well,
happening.
not to the point where they die, but where he gets like
am I
suspended
wrong?
from the
Ridiculous
league
to
for
say
a long period of time.
This bad misfortune has happened ever since Matthew Stafford did that stupid pizza.
We
commercial.
get it. You hate Caesar.
Pizza,
That was
pizza,
terrible.
pizza. That's not good enough.
Matthew Pathard.
It's just so. I hate it so much. I see it. Every time.
pizza.
Moving on. We got the Chiefs, Titans.
So speaking of a ton of passing attempts,
Wasn't
you
it
got
Patrick Mahomes at a
Patrick
ton?
Mahomes had 68 attempts for 43 completions and 446
That's
yards.
why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
He's not. the
Patrick
goat.
Mahomes put the team on his back like Greg
Travis
Jennings.
And
Kelce.
threw a pick.
Travis Kelce. Okay, you guys are acting like one pick is a big deal.
No, I'm kidding.
Well, no, okay, but Price was earlier
He's not
on the first hit.
Okay,
Price
but
was
it's
like,
like-
but he threw a pick. Holy cow!
Titans
It's almost
defense.
like
It's that if he was the goat, he wouldn't do it against the Titans.
okay.
The Titans
Price,
have a decent second.
Joe Burrow threw 4 picks against the Steelers. Okay, So let's not
Most
talk about
of which
picks.
were against or were his O line's fault since he was being pressured every half second.
That
and,
is
Throw
and
it
no,
away.
no, no,
And
no, no,
throw it
no,
away.
no.
he did not also play this whole preseason,
If
which has
you are
had an
getting-
effect on him. It had
If
to
you
have,
are
and it's
getting
shown.
pressured, you throw it away
It's
or you
your-
run.
it's-
You
He,
don't
he
throw
snaps
it
the
in-
ball and he's got the whole D line come at him.
So
What's he
don't
gonna do?
throw
it out of bounds.
What's he gonna do then?
Take a sack and punt the ball.
There is a white line that
That's what they
goes.
did every time.
Chris, there's a
Yeah, but he
white
still
line that
threw-
goes across the field called out of bounds. Throw it across that,
How's
and
he
it's
supposed
not
to-
an interception.
He has no time to think. He had no time to think because
That's
He-
what you
he's
the
broad enough to throw an
Bengals
interception.
O-line, the Bengals O-line were practically just sitting there, picking some grass. Well,
That's what they do every week. Yes, somehow now he's not throwing interceptions.
You know
It's because
you know what? No.
How many sacks did he have last
You guys are being way too harsh on him. Here's the thing. You know what the Bengals O-line reminds me of? You know how he kind of said picking grass? I feel like I did a lot better when I was a 5-year-old goalie
I thought
picking
you were gonna say
dandelions
something way
and
worse
the
than
boys
what you
at the
said.
Boys and Girls Club. But I feel like if you put 5-year-old me in my oversized shin guards and socks, I'd be a better blocker than the
How many sacks
O-line.
did they concede last week?
Only one.
Whoa.
But how about the week
Whoa.
before that?
If a
One-
Colts
okay.
quarterback threw 4 interceptions because of our O line, you would be all over them.
That
Matt
is
Ryan's
a fact.
already done that.
And you were all over him.
But,
But
it
that's
wasn't his
because
O-line.
Matt Ryan is straight trash
getting
and
pressured
doo-doo
too.
cheeks. Matt
Not
Ryan.
as bad. Not as bad as Joe Burrow's.
Matt
been
Ryan
This
does
guy,
not.
you gotta be kidding
Van-
me.
You've got to be kidding me.
Oh,
Burrow has
this
done
guy
more with how
stinks.
badly he's been sacked and pressured than any quarterback I say in history.
Van, listen. To
Andrew
me.
Luck.
Van, listen to me.
Did he go to the Super Bowl? No.
Matt Ryan does not wipe his butt.
What? All right, moving on. Monday Night Football. Ravens Saints. Ravens didn't choke something for once.
I mean, the Saints
Saints
are
are-
trash, so it's not like
Yeah.
Shut up, Nico.
Chris Olave has potential.
he can be.
no, we're not talking about this.
Okay, I'm not wrong in that though.
Yeah, you are.
You are.
You just don't understand basic
Yet again,
stuff.
Lamar Jackson having a.
don't understand basic stuff.
Anyway, Lamar Jackson having a performance that's showing that he does not deserve that fully guaranteed
Yes,
contract.
I completely agree with you. I've said it before in multiple episodes,
82 yards.
but like, he just
about it.
does not deserve it.
He should go into free agency after this year because this year the contract.
all right, the
right?
takes on this.
He should go into
episode
free
are
agency,
Absolutely abysmal.
join the
and we need to
Seahawks.
end this episode right now.
It'll be fantastic.
All
Having
right,
bad takes? Oh, this is my specialty. Okay, Kenneth Walker is gonna win offensive player of the year, and Geno Smith is gonna be the MVP. Geno Smith is the GOAT, and the only reason they won't give it to him is for something I'm not gonna say.
I'm saying that.
Anyway, do. Are we
All right,
any
yeah.
more?
That's
All
the
right.
end of the podcast.
so thank you guys for watching the Week 9 recap. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell button. Check us out on our Twitter and Instagram at @_the_50. We plan on doing an interview if we can get it in. We plan on doing another interview episode next week. Maybe get some more shorts out. We don't know. We've got a lot of ideas. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys next time.
Go Hawks.
Today.